Hello students, welcome back to the science class. In this video, we are going to learn about infectious disease. So, without further ado, let's begin our lesson. Disease is an illness or disorder of the body or mind that leads to the poor health. Its disease is associated with a set of signs and symptoms. Diseases are divided into two types, which are non-infectious disease and infectious disease. Non-infectious diseases are not caused by the pathogens. Non-infectious disease usually consists of inherited or genetic diseases, such as cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, COPD, lung cancer, and another group of non-infectious diseases. We're gonna take a look at the infectious disease, some terms used to describe them, and take a look at a few different types of infectious diseases. First of all, what is an infectious disease? An infectious disease is a disease caused by an infectious agents like viruses, bacteria, parasites, or fungi. Infectious diseases are a global problem and in the past used to be the leading cause of the death. There were large epidemics of smallpox, TB, syphilis, cholera, and plague that caused millions of deaths around the world. In 1918, influenza pandemic alone was responsible for the death of around 40 million people globally. Thankfully, advances in nutrition, antibiotics, immunization, food safety, housing, and sanitation has led to a massive reductions in the infectious diseases. However, even now, there are a problem. In 2012, infectious diseases were responsible for 3 of the top 10 causes of the death in the world. These 3 were lower respiratory tract infections, HIV, AIDS, and diarrheal diseases. In addition to this, malaria and tuberculosis continue to affect millions of people. New diseases like Ebola and MERS-CoV have sprung up, causing deadly outbreaks and killing thousands of people. Let's take a look at what happens when a person gets infected and talk about some terms that are used to describe infectious diseases. When an organism enters the body, some people fight it off with their immune systems, while others can go on to develop the disease. People are likely to develop the disease if they have weakened immune systems. This could be due to the drugs, aches, or other diseases. They're also more likely to develop the disease if they're not immune to it. For example, if they haven't had the disease before or if they haven't been vaccinated. The time from when someone gets infected to when the symptoms start is called the incubation period. The clinical stage of the disease is marked by the onset of the symptoms. This can be considerable variations in the clinical stage, ranging from very mild symptoms to very severe symptoms. The disease lasts until the infection has resolved or the person dies. Now for some important terms that we'll hear when describing infectious disease. The infectious period is the time during which the infected person can spread the disease and infect others. Sometimes people may not have any symptoms but still be able to infect others. These people are called carriers. Case fatality is a measure of the severity of the disease. It is the proportions of people that die from being infected. For example, if 6 out of 10 people with a disease die from it, the case fatality is 60%. The basic reproductive rate is a term that describes how infectious a disease is. It is the average number of secondary cases that occurs as a result of one infected individual. For example, measles can have a basic reproductive rate up to 15. This means the one case of measles can cause up to 15 other cases of measles. Another way to measure infectiousness and the spread of the disease is the secondary attack rate. This is the proportions of people who are exposed to the disease that develop an infection. For seasonal influenza, it is about 10%, meaning 1 out every 10 suspectable persons exposed to an influenza case will develop the infection. Besides that, there are also other terms that you need to know, like first, transmission is the way which a pathogen passes from one host to another. Second, endemic is the diseases that are always in the population. Third, the incidence of a disease is the number of people who are diagnosed over a certain period of time, usually a week, month, or year. Fourth, the prevalence of a disease is the number of people who have the disease at any one time. Fifth, epidemic is the sudden increase in the number of people with a disease. 6. Pandemic is the increase in the number of the cases throughout the continent or across the world. 7. Mortality is the death rate from different diseases. I think that's all about our lesson today. Don't forget to do the exercise on Edmodo. Bye!